Alright, so first thing I have to address is the frame rate because obviously um this has been something I've been meaning to do, but um because I wanted to wait for the last batch of 2023 openings to get released, I can actually finally transition into doing that. But yeah, I think I talked about this a while ago, but I had the plan of downgrading the frame rate for these videos from 60 frames to 30 frames because while yes, obviously to most people I guess 60 frames just looks aesthetically better to them. However, obviously it's a bigger file and especially for these kinds of videos, I think it actually became very unnecessary, it especially when the video hits like 2 hours. So obviously for my sake and for editing and because of how I want to because I'm changing how these videos are getting color graded, um I'm gonna try downgrading the size of these files so then they're not as huge and obnoxious to put together and such. So again, I'm not used to Apple's 30 frames, but yeah, like I apologize if it just looks more choppy now. But this is a To Collectibles box, to which I don't know what this is. I think I have an idea, as I always do, I guess. But like, cause I'm like, this is not cross keys. I think so. It's basically the only thing that Zryken probably didn't get notified on. Yep. It's this thing. My first actual Bandai China item. I think this is the Blazer stone holder or case. Yeah, I finally got one of these things, as you can see from this sticker. Like I say this is my first authentic Bandai China product, like not this is not to the standpoint of like, well, it's a China release or it got released in China first. No, this is purely a China release. Because China always does these to gimmicks they can actually do them for. So, for example, I'll restate this in the review, but they started doing these with the Ultra Capsules, and then they did them again with the Hyper Keys. But the Blazer Stone case is the first one to actually have an exclusive gimmick item corresponding with it, because this one actually does do something different and is actually compatible with the but with the Blazer brace, because of the fact we know from the Blazer brace it has like a set of or Chinese phrases. So I think it's just called, is this just the new generation stone yet again? I don't remember. But yeah, this is actually kind of neat to have. Because I think with this one, I'm probably going to put in, I mean, you can technically fit an entire, both candy toy sets in here. So I might do that. But then I don't know what to fill up the 3 spots for, besides obviously the stones that's included in here. But yeah, sorry for dwelling on this. Alright, so with you seeing this box here, obviously it's kind of a big deal because of the fact I finally get to announce at this point, yeah, for this year, we're not doing a traditional nonsense of the Ryder due to April Fool's landing on a Monday. Because if this goes how it's supposed to be, March is supposed to be entirely Blazar. But I don't know how much of Blazar we're going to be covering, because earlier this morning they finally revealed to us the EX sets, to which apparently they're coming out this month. So, I don't know if I'm going to be able to throw the EX sets in, or if I'm just going to hold those back until the EX selection set gets released. So, obviously, typically, for the past 2 years, I did, like, nonsense of the Power Rider / nonsense of the Ryder openings. Like, I gave them their own dedicated openings. But because of the fact I'm going to have this monthly unboxing be released in May, because of the fact I plan on covering TV dinners for April, yeah, you get this box here. So, I hope this is what it's supposed to be. I had to remove a lot of tape, but I don't even know how I would have done nonsense of the Ryder this year anyway. That wasn't. Yeah. That wasn't just, the same thing. What are. It's just a bunch of newspaper. Not newspaper. It's just I think it's a item catalog thing. But, I genuinely wouldn't have known what to do for nonsense of the Ryder this year, honestly. Besides, like, the big one. So that's why I just decided, like, if April Fool's is going to land on a Monday, then we're not going to actually fulfill it until the actual day. But this is one that was been in the waiting for some time. I don't know to review it now or later when I actually do cover it. Wait. Okay. I was gonna say, I finally obtained. Wow, it's cold. It finally snowed, which is actually kind of a bad thing, because I wanted to actually film things when it wasn't covered in snow, but I got myself a complete Jake Bear for $18, I believe. I can quickly check. But I think this is like probably the best deal I got for this figure, honestly. Because this was the last basic, or not, this is the last one I needed for it to cover wave 2. Yeah, I got it for $18. Like, obviously shipping was like an extra $7. So I got this for like $26. But I don't mind, especially because it has the claws. All the listings of Jake Bear are missing the claws, which is kind of annoying. How is this supposed to go? Like this? Because the paws are in the way. Unless it's supposed to be like this. So, how do we transform Jake? Oh, does he have a spring gimmick too? I think he does. Like, Cassie Wolf. But, oh, jeez. Oh, how does all... Oh, okay, so that unhinges... Oh, okay. I still don't get the point of why they felt the need that they needed to do another Jake figure, because this is Rachel's main morph. And yet they gave it to Jake. Oh, oops. Oh, okay, that's bad. Okay, that's bad. Okay. We snapped a little bit of it, but hopefully we can fix it eventually. Okay, okay. That's pretty bad. Yeah, so we just need to like glue it like so. So I don't know how you do at the back, because it's like, how do we actually get him to just sit, like stand like straight? Okay, so then we gotta coordinate this somehow, and I guess it just goes like this. All right, wait. Then how do we do the mid morph then? Oh, okay. That's the mid morph. Okay. That does not look like a bear. And then I guess this is what we do with the mid morph. The claws look cool, but other than that, like, I don't know. Like, he doesn't. He looks like a monster. Like, he's definitely an atrocity, but like, again, I think the bear claws are cool, but they're just so excessive. And you can only move this up here. But is it one? Yeah, it's one of those where you have to switch it back by holding this in. So it's one of those. Like one. It's kind of like an automorphin. I think that's how automorphins work. Okay, yeah. You just simply flip that and flip it. So yeah, there's Jake Barris. I think this is This is definitely a better. This is definitely a better human form for Jake, but. And I think the bear form is fine. I'm going to keep it like this though, because I want to fix this quickly. Because again, this was my fault. Twitch. How does this go? So yeah, it goes in like this. So I'm gonna need to like glue both ends. I'm gonna have to glue. I think it's better just to glue these parts, just so then it's more easier. But yeah, I'm very happy to finally have Jake Bear. Maybe just because, again, budget was kind of tight, so I think I might I don't know, because like now I'm kind of potentially thinking of a substitution if I can't fulfill what I actually want to do for the actual day, but I don't want to reveal it yet. You might see it, but I do eventually plan on picking up, because I think the last ones I'm going to pick up are, you know, the bigger ones. I'm not going to bother with Wave 3. Because Wave 3 is like the Axe Panther and Marco... The Marco Beetle. And then obviously there's the Taxon. There's the Taxon and the Jake Stingray. Obviously those ones are just utterly impossible. And then yeah, I just need to get the Mega Class ones. I kind of wish he stood, but yeah. So here is this thing, which again, I don't know, like, is it just me not being used to how Apple's 30 frames per second are done? Or do I think, like, it's severely choppy? But this is two different items that finally came through. But, or I mean, one of them finally came through. This one was kind of expected, but this seems to be the Chinese release of it. Of course. Or both of these are going to be Chinese releases, even though we ordered the Japanese release. But, yeah, finally... Okay, surprisingly, they're both the same size, but... a tassel book finally came through after 3 months. And Cross Geats is here. But again, it's the Chinese release, which I guess is at least better than what I'm hearing about the second release of the Cross Geats buckle. Because apparently there's audio issues with the second run. Sorry. But now I can finally do the Geats stream, even though that is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do Blazar, but just, you know, it could have been possible if I got, like, basically I could have done it if I actually got the stones when I was supposed to get them, but I didn't, so I wanted to try to fill out this last body box I had, but then that one is taking a while. But Tassel Dark I don't think is supposed to be mine, because Zryken has the others. He has the other 2 books that this is for. So, yeah, I don't think Tassel Dark is mine, technically. But I think I'm still covering it. I don't know. I think that's how it's I think that's how it is. But I don't know if I'm gonna do a stream like hours later, because the issue is that I actually need to make the new assets, but I don't have a intro yet because I didn't get to that. Because I wanted to try to do something interesting. But like, yes, I can try to rush it to like Monday, but I do kind of want to get this out of the way, because I just want to try to, like, again, because I want to do this while editing Zenkaiger. But yeah. Alright, so here's our first Omniami box in a while, just because of the way we did this and such. I need to make sure to block out the address because it seems like DHL has been doing that recently. But here is this. It's 2020. Would have been a while since we've had one of these, to which I just simply slide on top of the lightning collection first. There. So, oh. Interesting. So, this is in a shipper box, but yeah, this is the memorial edition of the Dino Brace and such. To which I guess this is how they ordered it. But you know, because I think it was since this stuff from, I think Premium Bandai started allowing this since June of actually releasing their items outside of Premium Bandai, to which obviously that most of the time that does allow you to order these off of Amazon Japan directly. I decided to get this off of Amiyami because at the time Zryken was kind of crunching on his situation because of his pre-orders and such. So I thought it would have been smarter just to have him just wait to fulfill this when it came out. And luckily he did have enough to cover this. But I think it's going to be more trickier with the Blu-ray and such. But I don't know if I'm going to wait until April to open this up, or if I do it now because of the fact yeah, because again, you'll see the opening of this thing in April, not in April, in May anyway, so I don't know if it's worth doing 2 separate videos of it, or to just be eager and like open it now kind of thing. But you know, I did see videos on this, and it's like I think what I can say for sure, it is definitely another budget release, but like not necessary. It's not like the Flash Prism. Like this, the Flash Prism is the most like, it's the bare definition of budgetary replica release. This and the gyro, the Hurricane Gyro, I think are more in line with being budget releases. It's just that the Hurricane Gyro, I don't get why they didn't bother to try to make it more accurate. And I think it's more upsetting because this one basically carries over one particular thing from the gyro, which I don't get why. But you know, I am happy to like have this just because this is one of my favorite changer designs of both Power Rangers and Sentai. But yeah, I just don't know if I'm gonna take care of it now or wait for in 2 months. So we got a stupid amount of things we have to open up now. So here's this one, which I don't know why it's in this. All of these are in weird boxes, genuinely. Like, I don't get it. Hopefully this one isn't marked. Because it's kind of clear what this one's. Yeah, this is a really weird decision of a box. But as long as this is fine. But kind of the least of these, but the Gotthard and Gates and Revice Ride Watch set, which obviously it's cool. It's definitely long, but you know, neat that this came around, and this is the Japanese release, which is cool. I can't actually show the front, even though I'm not supposed, like, I technically shouldn't be opening this one, but I will. But here's Boom Boonger tape and such. Hopefully it doesn't come through. This one was supposed to, I don't know, this one is kind of an overdue one. This is for Zryken. This is heavy, weirdly enough. But this is Zryken's. He just sent me something. This is the Zillion driver, so maybe he will stream it next weekend. This long one is pretty light, honestly, but if it's long, you probably know what this is. And then here we have a Monterake box. I can't show the top because it has a lot of things that you shouldn't know. So the issue is that I can't even show opening this, nor do I have this much space now. But this box is kind of thrown together, but then became of something that wasn't mine. So basically, we'll go through Zryken's stuff. He got the high grade M1 ashtray because he had a previous ashtray, as Here's the Sengoku Astray build. There you can see the price tag for that. Because he previously had a master raid. And then here's the high grade Malus Kenbu. The Victory 2 Salt Buster Gundam high grade. The Ultra Borg Windom. Yeah, because the others were 7's kaijus, I think. El King 7, and I can't make out who this is. However, obviously my sole item as to why I had to do this order was the thing I dreaded on getting, which is the Kuryujin full action version. So I have to address this because I've only expressed it twice. One in it at the end of the Oja Crownlands video and in a comment. But this thing I've been constantly back and forth on picking up because I was actually kind of intrigued by it because, you know, who wouldn't want Kuryujin? But at the same time, I don't like what they've done with it. I don't particularly... First of all, like, I've never was too fond on... Out of all mechs, why was this mech chosen to be the one with articulation? I understand why they did it, but like, out of all mechs, Kuryujin's not the one I clamor for articulation and such. Like, I like Kuryujin for the sake of its gimmick of like being able to swap arms and such, and like just, you know, the formations that make and such. Not for whatever this is and such. And I also just don't like the things they had to do, like the sacrifices they had to do in order to make the full action work. And honestly, for me, it just comes out as laziness. And also just... like... I guess the thing too is that I just don't like how canon... I don't like how they made these inaccuracies canon to the show themselves. Like, Gabatira should not have the helmet up there. The helmet's supposed to be in the tail. I don't get why they couldn't do that and such. But obviously, like, you know, this is significant because of the fact Kuryujin was notorious for falling apart and such. So, like, again, like, when we heard about this, I was kind of intrigued by it, especially because, like, I do think a formation, like, King Kuryujin's pretty cool, but I'm not getting King Ultra. So, but I still think it's, like, a pretty cool, like, thing they did with it, because it's just kind of funny. This is indeed, like, the fact that a main mech from a decade ago is now the final mech for another series is pretty funny to me. But obviously, as we know, they finally did what I wanted, or I think basically what other people wanted, of actually completing the line and actually are doing more full action versions of these mechs, or of this line and such. So we are getting Zoctor, Parasargon, Ankylose? No. Ankudong, I forget that one. Bumpaki and Tokuspino. We're getting those 5 and such. And honestly, Tokuspino looks so much better than Gabatira. Like, wow. So I'm definitely getting them. I'm waiting just to see if we can potentially get it off of like Ami or something, like in order that doesn't make us have to pay right away. Just like with the Dino Brace and such. Like, because my issue is that if I got it now, if I got it before then, like basically when it actually was on sale, I think back in December, I didn't think it was worth it. Because, it's like, the only thing this was actually capable of, like, combining with was King Ultra. Which, not bad, it just makes it, like, the potential, like, you literally have the, like, you literally opened up opportunities and you're not utilizing them. And now they're finally utilizing them. So it's like, okay, I will regrettably buy this thing. And then... What? Oh, yeah. Like, because, like, the fact that the first thing they announced was Courage in Black, yeah, that was kind of disappointing. It makes sense. It's a valid re-release, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it kind of hurt. So, luckily that they are doing the rest, so it's just like, okay, fine, I'll buy my first Sentai mech in years. And such. So, this will definitely be the highlight of the next unboxing stream. If I actually can fulfill that, which I don't think I can, just because I don't know what else to fill that stream on, because besides, again, we're at a point where we're losing content. Or we're running out of content to cover. So besides like the ride watches and such, because I have the Vice Stamp set. I'm waiting to get the Deadman set to just round it out and such. Because I have the 2 Wonder Ride books. And then the Glacius set. So just technically waiting on the Deadman set, and then like we can actually do something. But other than that, yeah. Jeez. I've got to disclose the price. As you can see here, you might like, okay, so obviously you'll panic because it's like, okay, it's at least 10% off, but obviously you'll panic, like, what, 7,500 yen? Like, why? Like, yeah, I'm the same too. Because I was originally going to get this off of Sarugia again, because of Sound Out. Because Sound Out got his off of Sarugia. And I found a listing on Sarugia. But then, by the time I went back, it was gone. So, I quickly rushed on Mandarake, despite the fact I wasn't working on my phone. And I saw a listing on Sapporo for 5,000, or 5,000 yen. Which would have equated to, like, oh. Let's get to, okay. So, the reason why I justified the price was because the exchange rates are completely weak. The exchange rates from yen to USD is continuing to weaken. So 7,500 yen, I think, equated to like $50 US. So I thought that was valid, because obviously the reason why you wouldn't even want to bother getting this thing is because this thing's overpriced. This thing's not worth it. Because this thing is final mech price for some reason. It just doesn't make sense. Because this thing basically does the exact same thing as King Oger, or technically even less than King Oger. So, like, I don't know what you're paying for. Like, the extra, like, was it 25 that you're paying for? Because this thing sells for 95. King Oger sells for 70. So it's just like, I just don't get it. It's just... But other than that, like, you know, that's why Zryken got more things, just to like kind of equal up the price and such. But obviously it kind of pushed the shipping to a... I didn't like the shipping price that we had to pay for, because basically, obviously I get it, because of how much the yen has weakened. Shipping's more, which is kind of, it irks us obviously, but you know, Zryken just mindlessly picked DHL, and it was just like, whatever. We overspent, like, we definitely overspent, but yeah. It's not stopping yet again. This doesn't work anymore. What the heck? So here's this thing, which basically I think the packaging is a bit excessive. I mean, I guess they really want to try to get the most out of you when you... I don't know. I feel like that's kind of the thing with free shipping lately. It's just like, oh yeah, it's free shipping because we put it in a large, like, an unnecessarily large box. And it doesn't seem like there's packaging. So Zryken finally bit the bullet and decided to try out Premium Bandai US. So alongside pre-ordering a kit, he wanted to see how, you know, just shipping out a normal item was, because it was, I guess, something that was being eyed at for a while. Alright, yeah, that's... I don't know. Like, it's at least packed well, so that's good. But at the same time, like, really? Yep. Just that. I don't... This is honestly unnecessary, personally, but... I mean... do whatever, Bandai. But... so I finally got myself... so I can finally... was able to secure a Legend Henshin Belt Series V buckle. As this was obviously one that was very prominently wanted, just because the V buckle is just one of those that they typically don't really mess up on. And like, it's basic. Obviously it has some budget cuts, but you know, it's the V buckle. So we do have the sticker here and such, but yeah, it's not that bad and such. So you know, it's cool that I finally got this, after all this time. The other one I actually want to get is Hibike's, just because it's one that's not actually based off of a CSM mold and whatnot. However, obviously that one's also bought up just because of how much everyone wants it and such. And again, we got this off from the Premium Bandai site. Has it for like 35, which is It's all right. It's technically its retail price, but I think I just saw yesterday Amazon US just has this up on a sale for $29, which technically could have been better. Well, I technically could have gotten this for like what, $6 less and such. But yeah, you know, cool that I finally got this. I technically could have done a stream alongside the full action version of Cure Agent, but we're waiting on one thing that I don't know why Total Collectibles has yet to ship out, despite the fact they tweeted about it last Monday. Alright, so it's been a while since we actually got to film one of these. At the same time, though, this one, I don't know why. Well, I guess I know why it took so long to come here. Alright, just about right. Because this basically comprises of things from March and such. If I can adjust that correctly and such. But I wonder why they decided to use this Gokaiger tape if it has nothing to do with what this box is. I genuinely don't know why it's this large, honestly. Because I think they could have easily just stacked them. But I guess it's just cheaper to do it like this. Because one of these things is obviously something I really wanted to take a look at last month. However, it never came in until now. Because I guess Total Collectibles now finally decided to actually ship your pre-orders all in one order, as opposed to what they used to do and just constantly ship them all individually because of like, well, you already paid for the shipping, so it, you know, it made sense. But now they're like again, I prefer it when they do it like this because it's more convenient. Sorry. It's more convenient. So then we don't have to keep getting like box after box after box. But then they just, you know, I feel like they should actually tell us. Alright, so here's the first thing. This is Boys Are Stone EX Selection. I don't know why. This is obviously a bothersome set. And just to note, prior I can do a Blazar stream because I do have the EX sets too, so. You've already seen these in Zryken's live stream, but I also got Figure Standard Guy. I'm waiting for one thing. Yeah, this is honestly ridiculous. Because this is Zryken's. This is SMP Kit Make Pose, Black Beat, and Super Blue Beat upgrade parts. And the other thing that was expected for the month was the Doom's Geats Raise Buckle, to which it obviously this one was actually exciting, especially because of after we heard the sounds in Jamato Awakening, even though again for some reason they stopped crediting the actual VSynXs, I think since Saber or 01. But at least Doom's Geats has all of his pictures are different, which is obviously commendable. Because I still have Cross Geats here. And I think it was the same case with Cross Geats too. Like, I at least appreciate that the boxes are consistent. To the point that the sides are too. Because it just makes sense to copy and paste. Why would you, again, recreate it if you're not going to... Why would you go through all the effort? See, they even went through the effort to credit the movie. So I don't know why Visa Nexus can't get credited. Yeah, so... Again, yeah, Doom's Geats is one up of Cross Geats because this picture is carried over from up here. Doom's Geats actually has... I mean, this picture possibly is a reuse. But I can't tell. This is still like the worst recolor. This suit does not look good. There's something wrong with you for liking Doom's Geats, but like you're fine with the buckle, but like I don't know what's wrong with you. Because it looks bad. But I was right. And at least I'm not gonna like it, but he's at least gonna have a nice buckle, or he's gonna have good sounds. Ooh, okay. This was... Oh, alright. So I guess they threw two of these at us. So here we have Boon Blue and Boon Black. It's just, you know, the rock, paper, scissors thing and such, which is pretty interesting. I guess they gave us two because of the pre-orders. But this last one is obviously one I've been wanting for a while. And one I was the most infuriated about. Because I did not understand why it took them so long for me to receive it. Now I have to readjust this. Gosh darn, we don't have any order. Because this is the Bandai China re-release of the Gattack Zector. So obviously Gattack is my favorite Ryder entirely. And, you know, the Ryder that got me into Common Ryder and such. So obviously the Gattack Zector is an item I heavily cherish. It's kind of alongside the Ultra Zero I and such. Although I think the Ultra Zero I is still probably the highest for me, but like, this is still cool nonetheless. I forgot the channel's name. Multama Toys, I guess that's the channel, but basically they're a reliable channel for me because they're basically the channel that informs me on a lot of Bandai China items. And obviously, like what we covered before, I got the first Bandai China item I got was the Blazar stone case and such. And I was really ecstatic when the Kabuto Zector and the Gattack Zectors were out there and such. I was waiting for Tokolect to put it in stock because it, you know, like I knew that was going to be the easiest way of getting it, and like, you know, they were up and such. I wouldn't like. I think for the price that it was, I think it was doable just because there was no deposit option. It was just full payment, to which I think it was like valid. I think because it was basically like retail price and such, but like this is a really cool thing that Bandai China is doing. That's why I'm actually kind of gravitating towards actually wanting to support Bandai China as opposed to Bandai Japan, because Bandai China basically does things that Bandai Japan doesn't, especially for Ultraman. Which is why I think Blazar will be interesting, especially with how catastrophic that toy line was and such. But like honestly, it's really cool to see this box in like the style of a traditional DX belt and such. Honestly, I think all the belts they've done so far are pretty spectacular box wise and such. And I think the numbering is kind of annoying to me because like I don't think it's worth putting these in a series if you're only gonna do 2 with the belts. And the thing about this, is that Toe Collectibles tweeted about the fact they got these in stock. I think on like, but like, you know, I kept like, I think it was like once a week. I kept asking Zryken like, have you gotten like any like shipping confirmations about this thing? Because like I really wanted to cover this thing last month, but then like he told me that there was nothing. Okay, I thought there was a box smell, but like honestly, I think the backs of the boxes are like the best. Just this is just really nice overall and such. These are like really well done. Wow, I think they could have done better with actually doing box variety and such. I think the front of the box is like good. Like again, the only thing that they reuse is this picture. Like other than that, again, I'm going in depth on these because you know I'll cover this way later. But I think it's very impressive that Bandai China was able to. Like it makes sense because these were, I think, made in China. So it's really cool that they were able to like gather up the old molds and just like put these out. And like again, these were like a really random release too. these were not annually announced. It was just like, I mean they were, but like the way Bandai China, I think the way that for China the toys are announced, they're just kind of like announced like days before. They're like, the press images are put out like days before they're actually released. So we saw like press images of like, oh, like, you know, just the standard like, well, it's not this, like basically this picture of like just the Zectors and the belts. And then they're like, yeah, we're releasing the Kabuto Zector and Gattack Zector. They're coming out in a few days. Which is why I was just like, well, shoot, we gotta jump on this. And the Fies driver and the Kaixa driver were actually ones we first heard about from Toe Collectibles. And then Motama Toys on his Twitter account, he like reported about it too. And like, because the thing, I think that's where I started getting like frustrated, because like I saw someone get their Fies stuff way before I got this thing. I never saw anyone like receive their Gattack Zectors. And I think the more weirder thing is that the Kabuto Zector from Toe Collectibles, they actually delisted. Because like, which is unfortunate, because like I was going to tell, because like I initially actually did want to get both, but like, you know, they were $80 a piece, so it's just like, or just settling on the one. But I think Zryken said he would probably actually want to get the Kabuto Zector. But then now with the Fies stuff, he is kind of like in between of whether or not he wants to get those. But like honestly, like I'll just say like this line of re-releases so far are like phenomenal. These are basically super best releases, but like of drivers / belts that people actually want. Or like version 20s, I guess. I think that's a better term. Like super best version 20. Again, these don't have a name. They're just the 2024 release. I'm really excited to see what Bandai China would do next. I personally don't know what I would what I would seriously want to pick up next personally, because I feel like they only did Faiz and Kabuto just because the mold, they don't have to do as much. They just had to make a new base and such, or like a new core item and such. Because that's why I'm thinking Blade could possibly be the next one, just because like the Blade Rouser and the Garen Rousers are very simplistic. Like the thing too, the thing with the Faiz drivers is that they actually carry over the same stuff that the Legend Henshin series versions carry, which is that they do have the finisher sounds, like the CSM finisher sounds. These sadly don't. Like, these are like 1-to-1 with the DX ones. However, they did add clock up. Which I think I did show. There is a clock up blur, I think. No. There's no blur on clock up, but oh yeah, this picture. This is the picture. This is the sole picture they will show. That was it. But yeah, so clock up is the biggest addition to these because obviously the clock up pads aren't workable and such. So with Blade, I don't know how for Blade they will work in the finishers. Especially because you need the rousers themselves. They're not. If I accidentally said rousers, my bad. I meant buckles. And like personally, I think for differentiations, I think Deno would be interesting for releases. But then again, like Deno has already been pre-established within the new Super Best line. But the issue is that like the Super Best line is mostly premium. I think I only took advantage of So far, I only took advantage of one re-release, but it's honestly, I think, the only valid re-release because the Blizzard Knuckle, they actually fixed it. But like other than that, I haven't really taken much advantage of like other re-releases and such. Like I should have, like with Genius and other Super Bests, they just weren't viable for me. Like the rabbit, like the hazard triggering like the full bottle, full bottle, and like the Evil driver with the Evil bottles and the Evil trigger. Like I don't want to rebuy those things just to get one or two items, which is why I'm hoping Bandai China. I think personally, if I were to get another one of these, I think I don't know, because like I feel like I would probably go for the Zeranos belt. Like, I think that one would be pretty interesting or pretty cool as a retail or as a release. Because I'm pretty sure they're only going to do like Fies through Kiva. I don't think they will go. I don't think they can go back to Ryuki, like from like Kuga Agato and Ryuki, because I don't think those are viable. Because at least with the Fies drivers, they actually do come with extension belts because of the fact that like these straps are incompatible. That's not the case with these ones because it's just the Gattack Zector, the left and right straps, and two clock up pads, the buckle, and the stopper. Because I think these ones are compatible with the extenders, which I still don't have. But I don't know. I think doing Hibiki would be cool because I still am trying to track down the Legend Henshin hero, the Legend Henshin belt series. One, which I feel like the only place I can get that at is BBTS, but we've already spent a lot. I might as well just throw in the others. But that's what I get for talking too long. But I had to delete things, but oh well. I don't know. I apologize. I'll apologize if I do end up repeating these statements in the live stream. But I'm just very ecstatic for the Gatag sector. Waiting for another thing to go along with it, which I think is pretty obvious. Just because I was initially offered to get it like a while ago, but then I was just like, I don't really have a point. But then because I got this thing, it's like, okay, yeah, I'll get it. But I don't know. I'm kind of stumped on what to do for like streams, or like how to outline it, because again, I have EX selection plus these two, but I don't think I'm gonna do an entire stream on Blazar, because that was the plan, but I don't think anyone wants that. Not Potion Rage. Doom's Geats, I want to wait until I get Potion Rage. Again, because this is the first year since... Well, I mean, it was the... 01 was the last time they actually put out a separate item for the VSNX in Premium. However, this got released earlier than Potion Rage for some reason, because Potion Rage is in July. And I don't have another Geats thing that we can cover like coming in, unless I do adjust some things, which I might have to end up doing. So I don't know, we might, because initially this Doom's Geats was just going to join in the pile of toys I still have yet to actually open. But I still have two. The issue too is that I have two other toys. I got the V-Buckle. I forgot I can actually say this. I got the V-Buckle and Choryujin full action that I still haven't opened. So, because the V-Buckle, I wanted to wait until I got that thing. And then, because I was initially going to do an entire stream on the Gatag Sector, the V-Buckle, and Choryujin full action. And then we were going to do an entire Blazar stream. But then I think because of basically how meaningless these two sets basically are, besides the one stone, I think people would be fine if we were just to basically do a Blazar opening stream featuring re-releases, basically. Because then Figure Eye's Standard Gaim will be its own stream. I don't know when Doom's Geats is gonna get opened, unless I actually do manage to get the last 4 Legend Rider buckles I need, but yeah.
Right, wait, you got it?
Yeah, I think.
So apparently I'm taking over. So here's my hand right here. I realized that I had to go really far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like in front of camera. So it's like, okay, now you see my hands. I'm Zryken, Ryder. Like I said, I'm taking over your unboxing for this one, I think, because 90% of it is mine, and I have to explain them. I have to explain it because it's I'm dating it, but I'm doing it this weekend. It's just, am I doing it this weekend? I think it's better if
we'll talk it over.
Okay, because I thought it would be a better idea if I did it this weekend, because just to get it done and over with, and it's gonna be a relay, that kind of thing.
Also, I don't think you can.
But, oh, okay, yeah. But, so what we're doing is mostly Mandarake, is that right?
Yeah, it's 2 It's 2 shops of Mandarake.
Yeah, so we did Sawa and Sapporo. And obviously, the funny thing, actually, in my case, is the fact that these things came in a lot earlier than they did. Sawa was supposed to come in Thursday. It's what, a day early, really?
It was 2 days.
2 days? Yeah. And then Sawa just came in.
It was Sapporo.
Sapporo. Whoops. And that was supposed to be Friday. So they both came in a day early, really. And funny enough, I also just been getting stuff off of Amazon, and those also came in early. So, thanks to that, my sense of time was messed up. I literally thought today was Tuesday. It's Wednesday. So, I literally learned it was Wednesday when I got home. So I'm like, well, there goes my sense of time. Anyways, should we get started?
Yeah. And, you gotta give it to me. I can't reach.
Oh, the blade?
Yeah.
I thought you brought one with you.
No. I forgot. We do have brief B-roll of the boxes just because neither of them can be shown on camera because they have text that shouldn't be seen. So we're doing Sapporo first just because that is technically the smaller one.
Yeah.
And such. So I think.
Is it all in one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Did it make one?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so hold on. Oh. Okay, so where do we start with this, right? Oh well. We got this. I already have Gundam Aerial. This is a Mirasol unit. This is literally a backpack with extra hands. And I've been sitting away from it. I've been putting this off, much like everything else in this thing. In this whole Mandarake thing, it was stuff that I've been putting off, and I will explain more of that. But this is one of them. It's just a backpack with hands. And it's for Gundam Aerial. And yeah.
I will say just move back the tripod if you need more space. Or do you need to show more?
Yeah, so like, yeah, all it is just that. Your light is blinding, by the way. You're not used to it. So like, just, how much was this, by the way? It says in the box, right? 700.
To which, like, the biggest thing we have to state, obviously, is that with this order, we took advantage of the fact that the yen is way weaker.
Yeah.
So we got majority of these for like half of their price. So
yeah.
So I'll probably do. Probably for each thing, I'll probably say how much we actually got it for.
Yeah, because it's also like on the box, isn't it?
Yeah, which is convenient because I know that because Sapporo was the last shop we ordered from, which is why I recognized it right away.
Yeah. Also, I got the gold Gundam Astra Gold Frame Amatsumina. This is the high grade, I think Revive 2013. I've been weirdly, like, if you've been noticing, I've been buying a lot more seed kits, and I'm just like, you know how much I feel about the show, because I never watched it, but I'm like, I like the designs. But for some reason, recently I've been in this weird thing where I've been buying a lot of seed kits more than anything else. And I'm like, why? I'm very confused as to why still.
What was that one?
2,200.
Okay, so like the first one, so 700 yen became $4.54.
Yeah.
And then 2,200.
Yeah.
That one's $14.26.
The other one, we got this, the premium laser raise visor memorial version. It came with the bonuses for the premium Kekada, premium battle bar. This one is labeled 6,000.
Yep, to which is $38.90.
I realized that I could see myself on that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, fun.
So, like, I've already said this, but, like, I initially wasn't going to get this, like, in this order, but because of, again, taking advantage of the yen discrepancy, it was just more of, like, I'll take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And, like, because I was initially going to get it off of Buy, but then it was just, like, if it's literally, like, under $40 new, might as well secure that, especially if we're going to have to pay another $30 for the replacement.
Yeah? Wait, we're going to do that?
Oh, yeah, because it has to be, like, it has to be a complete coverage.
We also got the visor, Kemi visor. So, this is going to be an entire thing. I have to explain when all this is done. This is 2,000?
Yeah, that's $12.97.
And, yeah, this is just going to be a thing on its own. And the big thing that...
to go along with the last part.
Yeah, to go along with the last part. Oh, okay. Sorry.
With the Collectibles box.
We got the dual caliber.
Because...
Is it called the dual caliber?
The double caliber.
Double caliber. I was close. And this was 4,000? My god. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many times did this go through?
$25.93.
Minus caliber, plus caliber. Oh, I didn't realize that they're called plus and minus. That's interesting.
So the box is just yellowed, basically.
Extremely yellowed. But
the actual thing itself is fine.
Yeah. Which, I think, it made me appreciate Gatek a lot as a writer. We only put these.
Well, I mean, I'll take my stuff. But basically, these were, like, I know, like, a while, like, I think it was probably a year ago, you suggested me to get the double calibers just because we found them in the store, or whatever store we were getting.
Oh.
And then I, at the time didn't really find a need of getting it. But obviously because of the Bandai China release, it was just like,
yeah,
this is probably the perfect time to actually get it. Cause
did you see that they're doing double with Fang Joker?
Yeah.
What do you think about? Would you be interested in getting that too eventually?
I thought about it.
Oh yeah.
Cause for a while at this point I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna like just try to like get these devices and their like premium versions. I'd rather just get like, I just want a form of them.
Yeah, and I know how much you like Fang Joker, and plus it's like we already have a Gaia memory.
That is busted, but
yeah.
But I mean, it's just like, because obviously I have to think about it with like, especially with double and O's, just because they're like the two that are kind of the hardest. But it's just like, because like I was just like, because obviously trying to think about it, because it's just like, like I want a form of these things, but like not like they're like, yeah, and like obviously if we do get an O's driver, like the CSM one, that's yours, so it's just like, oh, then it's like, well, I probably should have settled with the 10th anniversary one then, but that one is like extremely like expensive.
Like, I'm totally fine with like not getting CSMs because I'm totally fine with getting the figures, right? But like, I don't really mind getting the belts or anything. I think Gotcha was one of the ones I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna commit to this, and I have to take that, don't I? I have to explain all this. This is...
Well, not really, because I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. And then next thing I'll drop it all. Oh god. Is that all with the cutting? So is it my turn to cut it? Or did I just rip it open? Oh, I have to cut it.
Yeah. Like, obviously, this is Sarah, to which... We had this in mind the last time we went on Mandarake. We could have done it.
Yeah?
we got Curious in full action instead.
Hold on. The backside is not cooperating. Why do they melt this? Sorry, why is this stuff so high-tech compared to all the other shops? This is like HOJ levels of like whatever this is.
I mean, you at least finally know how they've done their stuff.
You said at least I know?
Yeah.
Oh, how hard it is?
I wouldn't necessarily say hard.
It's just annoying.
No.
That's everything. Okay, here you go. So this is a lot of stuff actually. Let's start with the smaller things actually. I got Jumbot. Apparently I found out that this is like part of a line that only had like 4 waves. This went from all the way from Ultraman Zero to Ultraman Saga. So I got Jumbot and he transforms. I'm actually surprised at the quality of this box, to be honest. But his gimmick, he transforms into his Jumbird? Is that what it's called?
I don't remember.
But hey, his Jumbot, I actually like him. Other than that, oh god. Oh, did you want to take a look at it?
I was just looking at the price.
Oh.
He was 1,000 yen, so he was $6.48.
Yep. It's a steal. Aside from that, I found a new obsession, which is Ultra Borg, which it's hard to find, and I got Gomora.
Yeah, I don't think I elaborated a lot on it in the last order.
Yeah.
I just said it was I got some of it wrong.
Oh, did you?
No, I got some of the kaijus wrong.
Oh.
Well, like, it was like the same like ones we mistaken. So
yeah, I did get Gomora. This one is 400 yen. But
it is $2.59.
I almost dropped it. But as you can see, it had a full lineup, and it's sad because I missed out on these really, and they're almost impossible to find. I say almost impossible. I've managed to find Wingdom and Gomora, but yeah. And oh god, I got another RKF.
Like what we talked about before, this is your first Saber RKF.
That is kind of true, yeah. I've always wanted Buster, but I sat out on him. But it's also the fact that at the time I didn't like how dark he looked because wasn't accurate. So I settled for the Soto instead. And now I was watching Saber again with the fan, and it made me just think like, man, I really like Buster. This was 1,100 actually, 1,100 yen. But
yeah, that's 713.
Yeah, I don't have a reason besides I just want an RKF again. Just
like originally, it wasn't Buster. It was originally Arc 1, Arc
Yeah.
0, Arc 1, and then like the Caliber.
yeah, but then it's just like, oh, we found them, might as well.
Basically, the other two were in the stores we're buying.
Yeah, we got the Kemirizer Kurogane Spana version. There's that. So that's gonna be a fun one.
I think that one was the same price as the Temmerizer.
Where's the price on here? Did I take it off?
No, it's at the corner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, same price. 2,000.
Yeah, so $12.
Then we got the Valve Draw Buckle. You guys can see where this is going. This is 2,000. I am so sorry if you're watching this in playback and most of it you can't see. Because of me just like throwing it around. This is also 2,000, by the way.
Yeah, so it's same prices as the Temmerizer.
Yeah, we got the Gotchang collection panel. This was it's just a panel. I still don't know what we're gonna use it for, to be honest. Where's the price? Is it on the side? Yes, it's also 2,000. Got this big thing, Valve Rusher. I'm actually really excited about this. And it's like the fact that you were like, yeah, no, you can't sit out on this anymore. You gotta get these. I think that's how it went, right?
I mean, we've had this in mind for like 2 months.
Yeah. So
because it was just like, just for the sake of your stuff and just to like catch up with like at that point like phase 3 and such.
Yeah. So like we got this. How much was this? I was gonna say, why is it ruined on here? It's slightly damaged. 3,500.
So that was $22.69.
Then we got charge gun, and I think I sat out on this before because the fact that HOJ ran out. I don't know if HOJ is still selling it.
No, that wasn't the reason.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember the reason. But anyways, this is 3,500. Is this even more expensive?
No, it's the same.
Oh, really?
But I mean, like technically, like basically, I think it's fine that like we got these now, just because of the fact that we got all of these for like under 30,
Pretty much.
which I think is probably a steal.
Yeah, we didn't get them day one. I also forgot that I got a Soto kit. If I could get it. Because she fell all the way to the back. I finally got Aguilera. So, now this entire set is complete. And, I don't even know. I think I'm more inclined to just build Aguilera off screen. Mainly just the fact that, or maybe wait until I get Aguilera dark or black. How is it formed?
Dark Aguilera.
Dark Aguilera, yeah. I'm always stuck with the jingle name because, like...
Yeah.
it just... Because most of the time the jingle name is usually, like, how they're pronounced, right?
Yeah.
Oh, also, I got this. Some people call it the worst Gundam. Some people say it's okay. I got the Dreadnought Gundam. Or, also known as X Astray, which I just found out, like, literally when I was researching. So, yeah, I'm not lying when I said that I was actually buying more seed kits, and I'm very confused as to why I've been doing that lately still. But, yeah, that is it.
So Aguilera was $389,
Really?
and then
The Dreadnought was 1,500.
that is $9.72.
Yeah.
So, like, basically, I think I'm planning on I think this is gonna either come out in, like, the second week of May or something, but basically, it's just, take advantage of the fact that the yen is, like, depleting really badly. Like, yes, it's bad economy-wise in Japan, but, like, obviously for us, it's, like, cool.
It's surprising because, shipping was...
Shipping's bad. Yeah. Like, obviously, that's what they have to do to, like, remedy for the fact that, like, obviously these things are bad. They have to basically double the price of how much of like your order.
Yeah, like
Like,
Sapporo was like altogether plus shipping, $163.
wait, that was the total?
Yeah,
I thought that was just shipping itself.
I think it was. Let me look at my email.
Because I assume it's both of these are like, because I'll say like the grand total for how much we got all of these was not good, but
Yeah, it really wasn't. Because not only that, I did more. I did Amazon.
well, I mean, I knew you were gonna do Amazon.
Yeah, but like, hold on. Where's my emails? I keep forgetting that it starts with an O and I can't find it. Uh, part of me is like, I should like organize this. But no, grand total was 24,900 yen for Sapporo.
Well, actually, yeah, that's not bad for the actual total price.
And then
The Sorrow one we already knew.
yeah, let me take a look at that one. Sawara. Total is 33,000 yen.
Yeah, so like technically, like if it was like, I will say if it was at like the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
I think we probably would have went like over budget.
Yeah.
But like because I guess of it's been slowly depleting since, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's
Also, I actually went and bought stuff of a new type. I'm not gonna show it here because I don't really think it really fits. But it was like $92.74. So it's just like,
Yeah, that threw things off, but whether than that, it's just like, oh well.
not really. I still have money.
Well, yeah.
Surprisingly, because normally I'd be in the negatives by now. But I'm like, holy crap! What did we do? We did the no. We did what we usually do. But I'm very surprised that I still have money, and I think it's because of my tax return too. I was smart enough to do my tax return. I got it on the week that we got paid. Well, that got paid,
Oh.
and all that money disappeared. Not really. No, it didn't. It didn't. It literally went to like pre-orders. It went to Toe Collectibles actually. Some of it. So I'm like, wow. But yeah. Um. Now we gotta figure out what to do with the gotcha stuff, or like when to do it, right?
I mean, you have to.
Yeah. Like I said, I was planning on doing it this weekend. Mainly due to the fact that like now that I actually have all these in hand, I feel like I'm at least uh confident on when to do them.
I'm at least surprised that the boxes are not as big as I was expecting them to be.
Yeah, aren't the DX stuff normally in bigger boxes? Like the Velvet Rusher, I was expecting to be bigger.
Yeah, the Velvet Rusher, I feel like, is actually a lot shorter than I was expecting it.
Yeah,
The Chemi Risers, so I feel like Spanner's Chemi Riser is the only one I felt like that actually looks like what it is.
yeah,
Everything else is puny. The Got Charged Gun, I think, is average.
yeah.
But
My only problem is like when I stream on my end, like it is the camera facing downwards, right? So I'm wondering how the gravity of the gun, or the cards will be in the gun. So that's gonna be a fun one to experience. But yeah, I think there's another part coming up, right?
I think this might be the last part for this one, because like obviously the buyer one is a separate video.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's right, because I had to update you on the Bayou stuff, don't I?
yeah, but don't do it here. People are not supposed to know.
Yeah.
Especially if they're back to back. So
Okay. Yeah, I haven't said anything because like I've been getting a lot of emails from buyers like, "Oh yeah, your stuff is here."
because I was gonna ask about that eventually, but then like also like
It's like
there's enough like obviously with situating other things. So
yeah, because I've been getting emails after emails of those, But like the one I've been looking forward to, I couldn't spoil this because it really doesn't matter to you. It's a lamp.
Yeah.
Like I just want a lamp.
Like basically the reason why that box started.
Yeah, and it's because of the fact that I pre-ordered it back in March, and it's like, dude, I want these lamps, so I just bought it off of Rakuten. The first thing we bought off of Rakuten is the lamp set. Because why? Because like I've been like I don't know if I've been telling your fans, but I've been getting into Gashapon like really hard. Like if you like, I found a Twitter page that is just nothing but Gashapon. And like I saw the lamp thing from there, it's like, oh my god, I want it.
You're talking about the official like Gashapon account, right?
Yeah, it's green, right? Green logo.
They might have changed to green, but I don't remember.
Well, like the stuff I've been retweeting. Have you been seeing the Gashapon stuff I've been retweeting?
No.
Okay, so there's just a whole bunch of them I've been retweeting, and it's just like they're dumb, funny, and it's just like gosh, I don't know why, but I found the love for Gashapon when years ago I wouldn't like them. I think it's because I'm getting older too, but the Gotchard stuff I know at least stream wise would take me about like 4 hours, maybe more, because there's so much stuff I have to do.
Like that's like again, that's if you're just going through like
All the
if you're
basics.
or I mean that's if you're basically only covering like September through November.
Yeah, because it was like I was gonna say it's like 8 months worth of stuff, isn't it?
No, 6.
6. I was close. I was off by 2.
It's because like it's well, I mean it's literally just because like some months there's only like one item, so like
Like the legend stuff was like its own thing, right?
no, that was the beginning of December, and then it was the Gotcha Igniter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to help me write a list to see what to do first, because I know the idea I had for the first part is just the bundle of cards that are just literally in that box, where I'm just gonna go through each and every one of them with the list that I crossed out. Because I feel like that would make it even better. Like, help me understand what cards we got and why we got them. Maybe, because it was a lot, and I'm gonna forget it by then. But there was a story I wanted to say about that. Is it okay to say here, or should I save it?
Depends on what it was.
Or like how long one of those cards took.
Oh, I think it would probably be better to save that for the stream.
Yeah, I'll probably forget by then though, so I'll probably make a note of it. But yeah, that is it for the unboxing though. By the way,
I get. If there is another part, then there is.
but for now, until then, I guess. This has been Zryken, your Ryder. I thought I had more Gundams, but I only had 2.
Yeah, I thought so also.
But no, most of it has just been like a Soto, 2 Ultraman related things that I got for myself, which is really rare. And it's not a model kit. It kind of is a model kit. But like, my first Jambot, my first Saber RKF, an add-on to a Gundam that already exists, and a whole bunch of Gotchard. Gotchard? How would anyone say it anymore? I call it Gotchard, and I kind of correct myself every now and then. And it's just like, okay. But no, like recently, I think the funny thing is that I've been recently obsessing over Valvarad for some reason. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those moments, I guess. Where I'm like, I really just like his design. His like original, like his Valvarad form and the Ryder form. And I just like him in general, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the fact that the original suit is coming back in a way is like, yeah, I can see it.
I think from what we knew, like from like a month or two ago. I think it is just the original suit.
Yeah. Like, I thought they would have gotten rid of the suit since they used it for the Malcolm. Or it
I
felt
don't.
like they would have used it for the Malcolm.
They wouldn't do that, especially for like a core form.
True. Yeah, so, I think that ends this part then. And I'm gonna have Ryder throw us all into the Gottrid box anyways. Like, it's so much. Because we got the Gottrid Excalibur, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
All the way to, like, the recent stuff I did, like, the last time I did the unboxing, which was, like, uh, they, Platina Gottrid? Is that what it was?
Well, like 10-liner,
10-liner.
crosshopper,
Yeah.
and then again the Gotthard Igniter.
Yeah. So it's like, got those. It was really cool that Kotetsu was able to help us out with that.
Yeah.
All the other stores failed.
Like, I think, well, like, because the thing is that I think it was like after you ordered from Kotetsu, like, HLJ did stock on Crosshopper, but you already shipped the box out, and I was like, it's not worth it. Because, like, I've said it a lot, but it's like, I think, like, Kotetsu is kind of the only place I don't necessarily mind having to pay like, egregious prices for things.
Yeah.
Just because, like, you know, Taka is, like, a well-respected figure within the community and such.
Yeah.
Like, he's more of, like, a, like, more smaller shop and such, so I don't necessarily mind having to throw, like, actually, like, I mean, there is a limit, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, for, like, it was only just Crosshopper and the Gotthard Igniter. It was just only those two, so it was like, I didn't really mind.
Yeah.
Like, as long as it was under 100.
Yeah. Like, I know when we used to get, like, we used to, like, order a lot of stuff from there. It was like,
Oh, like, we never did, like, a giant order from there.
yeah, it was only, like, one or two things, wasn't it?
Well, it was like, it's mainly one big item and then a lot of small items.
Yeah.
Because that's how I always kind of treated his shop. I always use that shop as, like, a way just to get, like, one last gimmick from, like, that I needed for a
It is definitely a lot better than the first store we went to, like, I guess. Like, CS Toys.
Like, I still think it's, like, because the last time we ordered from there, like, it's still probably a regret for me because, like, hours after, like, Primitive and Elemental, or like Primitive actually went up finally on Mandarake.
Wait, we got Primitive from CS Toys?
Yeah.
Oh, how much for?
It was 30. Like, it was basically for retail price.
Yeah.
And then I got, like, technically the only, like, thing I got from it was, like, 3 out of the 4 books I needed for, like, Candy Toy 7.
Yeah.
But, like, because at the time, Mandarake didn't have them up for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know, because, like, when CS Toys used to do Ultraman, I actually thought they were generally helpful. Because, like, at points, they were kind of the only place I was able to get, like, the Gashpon and Candy Toy stuff. But then with Taiga, they stopped.
Oh.
Taiga, they only got, like, the 4th wave.
That's sad.
And then they stopped holding Ultraman at a series that direly needed its Gashapon and Candy Toy gimmicks out. Like, it's just, I find it really weird that CS Toys decided to opt out when Zet was airing. Because they could have gotten customers. And they could have been one of the sole stores to sell the Gashapon Ultra Medals.
Yeah.
It made it easier for people.
I just realized Aguilera doesn't come with the daggers.
Yeah.
Is that what Doug Aguilera came with?
I don't think so. Wait.
Huh.
I don't know. You might have to check again.
Oh, God. Because, like, if you just look at the box here, here is just that, like, the parts. And then up here, her main body. She doesn't come with the daggers at all. It might have just been, like, the other Aguilera that came with the daggers. And that's, like, after this one. This is the final one, right?
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. Yeah.
Is-
It might have been like ID. Oh, God. It might have been ID4. Because ID4 had like a lot of stuff. They had the Demons Troopers. They might have had Aguilera Dark. The Dark Aguilera.
No, yeah.
And like the fevers for what, Nago and Tycoon?
And Buffa.
Yeah. And then like the assessors and everything. It's like, dang, okay.
And they're still not gonna do
Igarashi
Boost.
50? Oh, boost. Yeah.
Fever Boost.
Yeah, that's still, it's still weird.
And yet they will do Mark 3.
Yeah, like, it's weird because they didn't even do Boost Striker either.
Yeah. Like, how did we get Gold Dash before the Boost Striker? This
Yeah.
line is a joke.
And like, I love the playability that the ID line had, but it was so lacking in like that kind of customization because you can't even get ID4 anymore. Well, you could get parts of it, but not like the entire thing itself. And like, it's so frustrating that the ID line is like, I think marked up now.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so for someone like me, I missed out on a lot of it, and that's why it's weird that Gotchard is the easiest one to catch up on.
Like, I mean, I think Gotchard's kind of the same like Revice, where it's kind of like in between on like your like success of actually trying to get it.
Yeah.
Because like obviously because of the Geats Sotos, like people are buying them up.
Like, I like the customization because I've seen a lot of them on Twitter, but that also equals people have to keep buying the stuff and hoarding them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dang it! Oh, by the way, forgot about this. But like, that is like one of the weirdest things. But that's also like, I guess the reason why I'm happy I'm able to get a lot of the Gotchard stuff now.
I mean, with Gotchard, you're actually like proactive and like pre-ordering them immediately.
Yeah, to a fault. Oh, I also heard the Kamen Rider girls are doing a Rainbow Gotchard thing.
Yeah, I think that kind of started going around last week.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's kind of expected, but it's like...
It's cool. The fact that they actually get like more work in that sense. But like, I really wish Kamen Rider girls had more justice. Because like, at first I was like, I'm not a big fan of them. But I realized over the years, after they debuted, stuff needs to happen.
Like, basically, since, like... I mean, basically, when they became a trio, they kind of stopped, like, actually trying to do things with them. But, I mean, I feel like that's kind of, like, every era of them. Because it's, like, I think the roughest period for them was probably Ghost.
Yeah.
For sure. Just because they just added a new member, and, like, they weren't doing anything for the show. So, like, they were basically trying to, like, disassociate from, like, the counter iconography, which I think probably caused, like, because, like, they were only doing things for, like, the mobile games and such at that point. Because that was the only thing. And then, like, they finally got to do something with Xaid. Like, Xaid, they at least got to do, like, 3 tracks. And then, like, Build, they did the 1, but then Build, they lost enough, like, because basically it was, like, from, like, Exit and on it, they're, like, they kind of fluctuated, because obviously members were leaving, or, or technically Drive, like, members were graduating, and, like, they weren't as prominent, like, they weren't really given much, and, like, so it's just more, it's like, I don't know how to include it, but it's just like, it is like...
it's a lot rougher. Because of like, I guess in my sense, now that I sort of like have a slight understanding of the idol industry in that kind of sense. It's just the fact that like um I guess like they lost their momentum because or they never really had any to begin with. Because like it was cool seeing like idols for Kamen Rider, but like its longevity and like the neglect of the company, like the agency and stuff, is very very rough. And like
Which is like, and like, especially with like with since Saber, they like FX has actually started trying to like actually promote like Ryder music like very heavy.
yeah
So it's still kind of unfortunate that like Kamen Rider Girls is still like one of those things that like isn't necessarily being pushed as much. Like, and I get it at this point, just
yeah
because the current three members are doing other things.
yeah
So like, well, I mean, just because they weren't given anything, but like, so like, they are doing like they do have like things that aren't just being members of the Kamen Rider Girls,
yeah.
but like, it kind of doesn't really hurt to like at least have them at least make a single again, because like
Or like cameo in the current writer show or something.
because the last one was Juga versus Urteka, because one of them was alongside Jewel, the world's actor,
Yeah.
but I don't remember what their roles were supposed to be.
Were they scientists?
They were scientists posing. They were posing as scientists.
Mm. Oh wait, I'm thinking about the it wasn't the Juga thing. It was the V Cinema with the live and demons. Yeah. But like God, they didn't even do a solo for Kamen Rider Oteka.
Yeah, it's just really baffling. They haven't even finished the Revice line.
No. And like the one I think still that you're still angry about is Igarashi 50, right?
I mean, I'm not necessarily angry, but it's just like,
Or baffled.
yeah, because it's just like, or at least just the movie stuff in general. It's just
Mhm.
weird that they didn't even finish.
And yet for Geats they did
Like,
uh, Cross Gates and Doom Gates. And it's like it's not hard because it's just a repaint.
because
But
like again, it's just kind of baffling that like Revice's Revice's Visa Next forms had to get pushed to Premium Bandai, but Geats can just relatively be like looming on in retail. But like, I mean, I don't know. It's like at this point, it's just like it's a double edged sword, because it's like,
yeah,
okay, cool, it's retail, but at the same time, it's going to be harder to obtain. But at the same time, being premium, it's like, well, like you're going to have to pay like a stupid price. But at the same time, that price is going to be high, because if you
yeah.
look at the laser rate, or the I think they call it the laser boost set. That set is still stupidly high.
The soda one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's $90.
Really? Oh,
Like,
it's like
and that's the same. I think that's the same with the Revice Forward set too. For
wait,
some
so it's
reason,
like $30 for a figure. And
yeah,
it's like it's like 100%
and
stickers.
yeah, exactly. It's just not worth it. Like these were clearly, like those two sets were clearly supposed to be ID6, but then they couldn't do it for some reason.
But that's
Like I
also
get
like the entire disaster set. But actually, don't the
no,
disaster set makes sense to be honest.
that was half a fan vote and just a thing that they had to do for outsiders.
Yeah.
But like, it's just like where the where the the ID line was like made with no intention of any interferences and such, because they
Yeah.
had a promising start, right? They had a promising outline
Yeah.
and such. They had an entire plan, but then when budget cuts came in, they kind of didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Like
Like,
it was definitely sad because like you get to like the first few figures with like Magnum Boost, little stickers. It didn't have a lot. It was actually fully painted. to a degree. But then like you get to the end of the line and it's just like uh you get stuff that like I was gonna say Bujin, so he wasn't even the end. Like you get like ID 6, and it didn't even feel like the end of the line
Yeah.
because it was just Seeker. Who else was in there?
No, Seeker was ID 5.
Really? ID no, it was the Gazers. It was Gazer and Glare 2, right?
Yeah.
And then like who else? No, it was just like another body. Those are the big three, and then like the 2 boxes of accessories. I think.
Like basically, ID 6 should have been something that got released like in June.
Yeah.
Like before.
Because didn't we go like 2 months without an ID line?
We went 4 months. I think.
4?
Because
Really?
because ID 5 was February or March. I think no.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be February. It got delayed to March, and then the line went silent until August. So that's 5 months.
And then like you get Gotchard, and they're already like what the 5th line? The 6th? No, 6th.
Gotchard still has the same problem of like what we're getting out of the 6th wave.
Yeah.
Should have been January.
The pacing is so weird, but it's also the fact that like Gotchard was like pushing for the premium,
Yeah.
and it's like I have a premium, and it's good. But what baffles me is the fact that I have 3 different steam hoppers of varying qualities.
And now with like the 6th wave, they gave up on them.
Yeah. Wait, they gave up on the premium?
Yeah, because they said the 6th wave is not getting a premium release.
Really? They're not gonna have Dread as a premium? Man, they're missing so much out of that, actually. Wait, who else was in that line?
Fire Gotchard, and then Gotchard Daybreak.
You know,
Doom's Geats. There was another Geats figure, I think.
I think it was.
No, I think it was just Doom's Geats.
Oh.
With Boost Mark III.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. That was just like. They also had like parts for Valvered.
Yeah, but that spread their figures.
Yeah.
So
it was.
I think. Yeah, it was Fire Gotchard with the Operator Scabos, or Fire Operator Scabos.
Stickers.
And then.
You also got Dread, Daybreak.
Yeah, I think the 6th wave is just 5 figures.
Okay.
With technically an additional 3 from existing figures.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. They could have, like, I'm pretty sure the next one would have something like Moon Kerberos, Iron Gotchard, and like the pieces for Dread.
Yeah, because like, I think another thing too, like they like clearly said too that they're not releasing Dread for the other forms.
Which makes sense, but it's also weird because it's just extra parts.
Because, again, it's kind of backwards. Because like back in Saber, they released Psycho for his.
Do you see how many times they re-released Brave Dragon?
Yeah, exactly. So like they re-release things during Saber, and you can't do that now.
And it's like it might be budget, but do you know how many times they also really re-released Buffa's head in Geats? Like all those the Geats writers, like the masks in general, or like how many molds have you seen in the line that had zombie? I don't know. It's like it's funny because now I think about it, I'm also getting my first zombie mold out of the more recent Gotchard stuff. So it's like, why is that easily more attainable than the rest?
Like, I do at least hope we get one more wave.
Yeah.
Just to at least get, like, Pulsion Rage and, like, stuff out there so then we don't have to wait until the next Ryder series for that.
Yeah, I get
Because, like, we're not getting Rainbow Gotchard. We're probably not even getting Pioneer Gotchard at all.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, like, unless
it's like swap out parts for Iron Gotchard.
But I don't think that's the case because they are technically two different undersuits, or they have two different parts that would be too
Yeah.
difficult to do that. So like, because like obviously, next wave definitely has to have legendary legend,
Hmm.
but then like, because I guess we can't. But then like they have to include Win also. But it's like, I mean, at this point, is Win even gonna make it in
Is
Gotchard?
Moon Kerberos gonna make it in?
Like, I feel like that one is most likely.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think Win is kind of iffy. But like, because if Iron Gotchard and Pioneer Gotchard take up two slots, and then with the legendary legend, and we need Implosion Rage potentially,
Hmm.
like, it's like, what can they fill in that last slot? And unless they're going to be like, haha, we're just going to throw in Gazer Zero, which is, like, that's going to be likely. But
Yeah.
that's why it's like, just push the waves back up to being six figures.
Yeah.
Like,
Cause like they only what do 4 figures now, but
4 to 5.
and then like they also go like, oh yeah, you could get like a box of 12, and it'd be like four of the same ones, and it's like why, and plus an extra, I don't know, but yeah, like the soda line is so confusing. A part of me is losing hope in it, but I always love how they like. I was so impressed with how like it's starting from like what build to now like Saber, like they were constantly changing things, and then like I think from one of my streams when I was building shooting wolf, I was building Vulcan shooting wolf. I didn't have to do much, and I was very impressed by what they already painted. And then I'm just like, man, going back to this is so weird because it's already painted and everything. I put together Lightning Hornet. That had a lot more stickers to be honest, but that was understandable.
Yeah.
But like, then you go to something like Gotchard or something, and he had like so many stickers.
Like, you can tell there's like a difference between like basically, I'll say like the renaissance of like Soto, so like Geo through
Yeah,
Saber, and then like Revice through like now. You can tell there's like a big shift, like
a
a
really big
different
one.
shift.
Let's see.
Like, because I think it's just jarring going from Saber to Revice.
Yeah, and like Levi's had a lot of actually Levi's is criminal for having too many stickers like that. Now I think about it.
Like, at least Revice, like in some for some figures, they were like, oh yeah, we apologize for you having to do a sticker here previously. You don't actually need to anymore and such.
Yeah.
But then you have Geats that just fluctuates. Like the Boost Mark III form is atrocious for that because for some reason with the belt you have to put a sticker on the other side of the belt. You never had to do that with any other Geats figure.
Yeah. Was it because the belt's a different plastic color?
No.
Oh. Okay, so the lineup was Star Gotchard, Fire
Star
Gotchard,
Gotchard was what we forgot.
Dread, Gotchard Daybreak, and Doom's Geats slash Mark III.
Yeah, so that like that is a full wave and such because I knew we were missing someone. But I
I'm
mean,
actually excited for a Star Gotchard, to be honest.
oh yeah, it's the only good X form.
I actually didn't mind X-Rex. UFO X is one of the weird ones to me, but I think I'm
But I mean,
okay
like
with that.
Star Gotchard is like the only one that still follows the design philosophies of like the forms,
The Steam Hopper thing?
or just in general of the
Mm.
Gotchard forms, of just being fusions of two chemies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
X
true.
Cross Rex and or X Rex and UFO X don't follow that because they're just singular chemies. So it's just like,
it's just a chemi just slapped on a steam hopper, really.
yeah.
Like I like the clear parts that they were using for those, but I hate the fact that like it's just those two. There isn't really room for anyone else. And that was sad. But
Because like if we were to get a seventh set, like obviously it will be hopeful that if they can, they're either gonna do Moon Carabarrels, Wind, and like Gazer Zero. Basically, those three are kind of the ones that are like in the chopping block. Basically, one of them cannot make it.
Also, Needlehawk.
Yeah, Needlehawk. For some reason, still like the fact that like next year's soda line they're gonna make it a big they're gonna make a big deal of like, hey, guess who we have here? Got your Needlehawk
It's like
in like
about time.
wave 4.
But like, I don't know. It's just crazy. Now I think about it. But we've been going for almost an hour. So do you think we should end it before we go on too long to make it into a podcast? um, but depending 50-50, might do a gotcha relay this weekend. If I can't do it this weekend, then I know it'll be another weekend this month. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, before we drag off again, this has been Zryken. You're Ryder. This might be the last part of the unboxing. I don't know why I'm taking over the unboxing thing in this segment, but yeah. I won't lie. Excited for Valorant. So, yeah. Is there anything you're excited for?
I feel like it kind of depends.
I feel like you're more excited for the Gatag sector. Because,
yeah.
like, in any case, that is the first Kabuto thing we've ever had. Like, DX-wise. Right?
Yeah, but it won't be the first one I had at hand, but...
What was the first one?
I interacted with a Kabuto sector in one of our cousins' houses.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that we actually own. I think the first one I had was Figurized Kabuto. It was definitely a kit. Still good, but like I'm kind of curious. I'm getting Fies and Kabuto again to see how much it changed. The only thing I know is the hips probably changed. That's it. But
yeah.
Alright, gonna stop it now before I drone on. So.